If you're waiting for the Nvidia 50 series GPUs like the 5090, they might just get delayed. It seems like Nvidia ran into some type of issue with the Blackwell architecture, which is going to be the same architecture as the gaming GPUs, and therefore they're going to have some type of delay. Initially expected maybe at the end of this year, it looks like they may be pushed into March or even sometime later next year. What does this mean for the gaming GPUs? I know a lot of you guys with, maybe last generation 3090s and things like that are thinking about just skipping the RTX 4000 and going into the RTX 5000. What would make you want to do that? Well, first, a lot of people spent a lot of money on RTX 3000 because prices were insane. If you could get like a 3080 when it came out, that was very, very lucky. Even a 3090. There's a very good chance if you got a GPU like that, maybe you might have overpaid. Maybe, if not from a scalper, which was a really big problem back then, maybe you would have overpaid just from Nvidia raising the prices. Remember the 3080 used to beat $699, and then they released, a little bit larger 12 gigabyte VRAM version, and they like doubled the price almost. It was like $1,200 to $1,300. So you would have been scalped by Nvidia or your local friendly neighborhood scalper. So that was something that a lot of people did, and then they don't want to sell maybe their 30 series and go into a 4000 series if they're not using DLSS and things like that. So that makes some sense. Obviously, if you go into like a 5090 from a 3090, you're going to be getting like a really crazy performance uplift in like everything in terms of the efficiency and rasterization, ray tracing, DLSS 3, or whatever version may come out with, RTX 5090s and 5080s. So that's going to be a pretty huge uplift. And now let's hear a word from our sponsor, VIP-CDKdeals.com, a Windows Pro CD key. Add to cart, you put in code CC20. This will also work on Windows 11. You want to go into your settings in Windows, change and adjust your CD key, click activate, and now let's go back to the video. Now the question remains if something like a 5090 is really even a good idea as a gaming GPU. Look at the 4090. A lot of people are more than happy with like a 4070, 4070 Super, even the 4080 Super. If you get into the 4090, not only do you have to pay almost twice the price of like a 4080, $999 compared to the average price of a 4090, which is like upwards of $1,800 to $2,000, you're really gonna get, obviously more VRAM, but you're not getting all that more in terms of like rasterization and things like that for most cases to be worth twice as much. Obviously it's superior, but I don't think it's twice as good. Not to mention the fact that something like a 5090 with GDDR7 VRAM is going to be very, very in demand for not only content creators but also for like AI and things like that. Remember, if Nvidia is not producing enough workstation and AI data center GPUs, people are going to go, especially smaller companies and things like that, they're going to go and look for a 5090 or even a 4090 like they have in different parts of the world. In China, they use them as machine learning and AI GPUs, taking them away from gamers pretty much, and therefore increasing the price because less are going to be available. So that's why the 5090 is a little bit of a funny GPU. 5080 could be where you really consider like the real high-end gaming GPU because it's going to be probably more reasonably priced. We hope it's going to be probably the same price as the 4080 Super. That would make a lot of sense, and I don't think Nvidia wants to do the price hiking again, especially considering that the GPU market has been a little bit lukewarm. So then that means if it's delayed, if the AI GPUs are delayed, will the gaming GPUs be delayed as well? I think there's a pretty good chance. I mean, at first they were thinking that we were going to see RTX 50 series at the end of 2024. There was even some speculation that we could see it announced at CES 2025, which would be like in January, and then get a release maybe sometime in January and February of the new 50 series. With the recent news of maybe some delays on like the data center side, maybe Nvidia wants to focus on fixing that before releasing gaming GPUs. I don't know. It's all speculation, but really I think the announcement and release date could really change, and that's going to affect how gamers who want to upgrade wait for and maybe buy certain things now if they can't wait. It's going to be very interesting to see. Let me know down below if you're willing to wait a little longer for one of these 5000 series GPUs. If the performance is amazing and the price stays fair, could definitely be pretty popular, or it could be something that people just gloss over and keep their 30 series or even 40 series GPUs a little bit longer. Alright guys, so remember to subscribe, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys on the next video.